So what does one person need with 6 vacuum cleaners? I don't know. I don't have an answer for this, okay? I wish I did, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't. I have no idea why I need 6 vacuum cleaners. So, I own, at this point, 6 vacuum cleaners. I think 4 are operational, or 5. So my husband actually just bought me a shampooer, like a gold shampooer, for me to be able to shampoo, like spot shampoo upholstery. He's bought me 2 shop vacs, a small one and like a really like big hefty one. I use the bigger shop vac when I go on like client installs, or like when I'm outside, you know, vacuuming out the car. The smaller one I really don't use as much as I used to, but I still want to keep it. It's mine. So those are those 2. Then the Oreck, that one is non-operational. That one conked out on me after it's 13 years old. It's pretty old. What else? The Kirby, that's operational. I still use it. And the meal, that's operational. So that's 5. Oh, let me count. The spot shop, 2 shop vacs, Kirby, meal, or yeah, that's 6 vacuum cleaners. Only one's non-operational. So yeah, all the other 5 are operational. I just want to upgrade the meal because the suction to me is just not that great. And I also want to upgrade my Oreck because that actually is my favorite vacuum cleaner. I love that. Like, out of all the vacuum cleaners I have, that's my favorite. Growing up, I've had my fair share of Bissell and Dyson products, okay? I could not get, I just couldn't get away from canisters. I couldn't get away from just that product line. Like, whatever Walmart had was whatever my mama bought, and to me, I just could never get with it. So once I got older and I was able to purchase my own vacuum cleaner, my first product, of course, was a Dyson canister. And I want to say I was stationed at this point. I was stationed in California at that point. And I loved my vacuum cleaner. I didn't see a reason to get rid of it. I felt like it was a great investment. And yeah, like I just loved it. I got it from the PX. And I felt like it was a well spent $400 or $500. So fast forward, as you can see, my hair is braided, and at that time I was still doing a lot of hair like I've always done. And I noticed that the vacuum cleaner just couldn't keep up with the hair. I was consistently having to go back and completely dismember the entire vacuum cleaner to clean out the hair. And I just kind of started falling out of love for it because it was like, unless I was doing like day-to-day spot cleaning, it wasn't a good product. So fast forward, I'm gifted my very first Oreck. And I have not been the same, okay? When I was gifted the Oreck, it was because they were leaving a duty station. Now, mind you, they had the Oreck, I want to say about 5 years before they gave it to me. And it finally, literally conked out on me 2 years ago. Yeah, I want to say 2 years. So I had that Oreck 2 years ago. Serenity's about to be 10, 8. So I had it for 8 years. They had it for 5. So that makes 13 years that vacuum cleaner was working. I do have a local Oreck representative close by. I also have a Kirby and a Meal. Now, these are some extremely expensive vacuum cleaners, and they, to me, are well worth the investment. For my Oreck, when it was gifted to me, she also had 2 dogs, and they were little bitty, Lapa Apso Shih Tzu mix, little furry dogs. And I noticed that her carpet, when my daughter would like crawl on it, she never found like stuff, if that makes sense. Like, okay, everybody knows this. Babies that just start crawling find everything. And it's like you're trying to figure out, like, how did you find that? And I really like the fact that her vacuum cleaner cleaned so well that she couldn't just find anything. The other thing that I thought was pretty nifty was at my house was covered in travertine. So the only carpets that I had at that time when it was gifted to me was the carpet in the dining room and the living room. That's it. I didn't have a rug. Yeah, I had a rug in my bedroom, and there was a rug in Serenity's room, but the vacuum cleaner never caught or ate any of the wefts of the carpet. I like that. And then when I moved and I was using it on wall-to-wall carpeting, I noticed that it gave a really deep clean. With my Kirby, that was my first interaction with the Kirby when my husband brought it into our relationship. And I loved the suction on it. I loved the fact that, like, I could tailor it to the pile of the rug or the wall-to-wall carpeting. And I also had the flexibility of using it to shampoo carpet instead of having to go rent a rug doctor to do 2 things. Like, I like that flexibility. It made me feel a little fancy, just a little. And with my Meal, when I thrifted it, honestly, I kind of did it for the fad. But I also did it because I really just wanted to see exactly, was it worth spending $1,500 to $2,000 on a vacuum cleaner? I really wanted these questions answered. Like, I couldn't see the hype in it. I knew that I wanted a vacuum cleaner that I could get underneath my furniture with, but I did not know what to expect. So some of the pros were the tech arm. Another pro was the bags, the HEPA filter, the size of the bags, the HEPA filter, and being able to like roll up the cord inside the actual vacuum cleaner instead of having to roll it like with my other 2. Cons, I was the only one that used it because it's such a heavy vacuum cleaner, even with a completely brand new bag. I noticed that my husband didn't really want to be bothered with the canister. He preferred to use the Oreck, and he didn't really care for my Meal. And he also didn't really care for having to move the Kirby up and down the stairs. So he made the ultimate decision to leave the Kirby downstairs in the high traffic areas and the Oreck upstairs with the bedrooms. So when I brought the Meal in, it was really just honestly for the kicks and giggles of having a canister vacuum cleaner and me just needing a 3rd vacuum cleaner, to be quite honest. At that point, he had bought me a shop vac. No, 2 shop vacs. 2 shop vacs. the Kirby, and the Oreck. Yeah, so we had 4 vacuum cleaners. So when I brought the meal in, he was kind of just like, I don't understand the need for all these vacuum cleaners. Like, help me understand why one person needs 5 vacuum cleaners. And per usual, I'm just like, because we love each other. That's why. When my husband came into the relationship, he came with a Kirby, an older Kirby. And the reason why I liked my Oreck was because of the suction. I loved it for the longevity, and I did not have to go and have it serviced. I want to say I had my Oreck serviced about 3 times. Excuse me, and that was just general maintenance. And in those 3 times that I had it serviced, I kind of didn't like the local reps for Oreck, which is why I only had it serviced 3 times. Because it just took forever to get my vacuum cleaner back. Like, I can't not like vacuum. Like, I can't deal with it. I just couldn't deal with it, so I didn't take it back. But when it finally conked out on me at 15 years old, I mean, not 15, 13 at that time, it was well within the limit. Whereas I feel like products on the market today concerning vacuum cleaners are for soft surfaces, hard surfaces that are low pile. Which I don't know of anybody that literally buys a starter home that has Berber carpet throughout the entire home. It's usually a low pile shag type of material. So to me, it's like, why are you putting out products that are for maybe a rug here or a rug there? And that's just not practical. Like, there's still some of us that prefer, wall-to-wall carpeting, or that still have wall-to-wall carpeting. Pop quiz. Which is better for your asthma or allergies? Carpet or hardwood? It's not hardwood. I know this may come as a surprise to some of you guys, but unfortunately, hardwoods are not good for allergies. I know that we've had a whole shift, and we've made such a huge stink in the industry about carpets and hardwoods, and making sure that, it's a lot more cleanable surfaces. It's a lot easier to clean, maintaining these surfaces, so on and so forth. Well, here's the thing. Here's what you don't hear from the industry. As long as you're maintaining the carpet, it is better for the air quality in your home than you think. As a matter of fact, the best way to maintain the air quality in your home has nothing to do with the flooring you have. Sorry to break it to you, but as a matter of fact, it has something to do with the AC unit. Now, if you find yourself being a person that is not the cleanest, or you don't clean as frequently as, say, somebody that just loves to clean like myself, the best way to deal with the air quality in your home at the most inexpensive way is to buy an O2. I know. This is not something that you hear about often, and your doctor's telling you get rid of the carpet, and that's a $12,000 job that they're not offering a dime towards. This is the most inexpensive, easiest way to filter the air in your home so that you and your family members, or your children, or whomever, are able to breathe a little bit easier at night. Sorry, sis, it ain't the carpet. So the top 3 reasons why I like each vacuum cleaner is, number one, there is a dealer and a service center that I can always go to and ask questions. And there's always a person-on-person interaction when I need a person-on-person interaction. When it comes to cleaning and maintaining certain products, I don't want to read the instructions. I want to be able to go to someone, get a realistic point of view, and them explain to me like, okay, well, the instructions say this, but I found that this method works a little bit better with this particular product. The third thing that I absolutely love about all three of these vacuum cleaners are that they have attachments that I can always go and purchase that meets my needs, and there's always somebody there that can explain to me, okay, well, although you want this attachment, I suggest you use this attachment instead of. And also, one of the great things that I've noticed about these three vacuum cleaners that I own is that when I go into these service centers or these authorized dealers, they always have like items or open box material that I can purchase, so that I don't have to spend top dollar to get every single attachment. Whereas with these other companies or with these other vacuum cleaners, I have to literally purchase everything brand new. Like, there is nothing open box. There's nobody that I can come face to face with and ask, hey, how are you using this product? How long have you used this product? Like, most people that, kind of use these very trendy vacuum cleaners have had them for like 5 years. And it's like, if you've only had them for 5 years, then clearly in 5 years you have to replace it, because it's already like it's worn and torn. So you're only telling me from a perspective of the length you've been in your home. Whereas I like to be able to talk to somebody that's had their vacuum cleaner or that particular product for well over 5-10 years. I genuinely don't like to repurchase certain things. And one of the things that I don't like to repurchase are vacuum cleaners. That has always been a pet peeve of mine. I don't know why my mama was insisting on repurchasing a vacuum cleaner every 2 years, but she did. So, it is what it is. I'm just not her.